Alrighty, here we go. Woke up feeling pretty good this morning, so I'm excited because that usually means my workout's gonna be pretty awesome. I think that going forward, I'm probably gonna start doing cardio in the morning, starting next week. So that'll be like, I don't know, a handful of videos from now, but we'll be doing cardio in the morning. Because what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna start doing more cardio, I don't know, in the next month or so. And I just want to be set up so that I'm doing morning fasted cardio. And the reason that is, one, I think it'll be more convenient for like just my schedule to get that done in the morning, right when I wake up. And two, I think fasted cardio is, I don't know if it's proven to be like, I don't know, better at fat burning, but I think it's worth at least trying it and seeing how it feels, and maybe it will be better. When I say fasted cardio, I'm not gonna do fasted cardio. I'm gonna eat like a little bit of protein before my cardio, and a tiny bit of carbs. But for the most part, it'll be morning cardio, afternoon lift, and then at some point there'll be afternoon cardio added in as well. And the reason why all that cardio is going to be added in is because in August 15th, which is like 16-ish weeks away, a few more days than 16 weeks, is my first show. So that is what we will be prepping for these next 4 months. So that's really exciting. I'm super excited. It'll be my first one. It's just like a local show. It's actually right here where I live, in the city I live in. So that's nice. And yeah, it's pretty like, it's an open competition, so literally anybody and their mother could compete in it. But I think it'd just be fun to have something like in the future that I am working towards, number one. And number two, I think it's gonna help me lock in this diet for sure. So we'll be practicing some posing too, because my posing's pretty trash. So we'll practice some posing these next 4 months. We're dieting, obviously, we're already doing that. We're in like, with our cardio, we're probably in like almost like a 550 calorie deficit, which is probably not gonna be enough. I need to get down to 175. That would be the highest weight I could be for my class that I signed up for. So that's like, I don't know, was it 16 pounds or 17 pounds to lose, to be at or below that. So that's about a little over a pound a week, which is about 500 calories a day. But I want to push that a bit harder just because I don't want to be close towards the end. I'd rather be like in the middle of the range. I think it's like 155 to 175. So I'd rather be closer to like 170 and then like really be able to carb up post weigh in and look really full. So we'll see. But that is what we have to train for now. And there's now a goal in the horizon. So yeah. But for now, we just got to focus on checking off every box every day, which is hitting our workouts hard, hitting all our macros, so hitting our proteins, hitting our carbs that we want, and then obviously our calories, and then doing cardio. And that is basically as good as done. You might as well count on that, because there's no shot I'm letting any of that not happen. But let's start with part one, which is getting this workout in. I'll see you in there.
All right, it's arm day, so you already know we're starting with our incline dumbbell curl. We're sticking with the 40 still. It still feels pretty heavy, but not too heavy to go down in weight yet. I think when you're in a cut type of context, you don't want to lower the weight until you're absolutely needing to, right? Like, you want to maintain the intensity of your workouts for as long as possible until your body tells you have to go down in weight just to maintain a decent rep range. But this superset will probably change things. I've been spamming it for like over a month now. So this is going to be a superset with skull crushers. I don't even know that for sure. I just know that I always do that. So there's a very good chance that will be the case. But anyways, the focus here is really pushing to get every last rep. You can see my legs kind of shaking there, which is a little crazy, but really want to just squeeze out every rep. And yeah, push it as hard as you can. The really important thing with this workout is getting that elbow flare though.
All right, set 2 here. We actually supersetted with overhead
rope triceps.
Of course, the one day I say we're definitely going to be doing skull crushers. We don't do skull crushers. So what we did is we went over to the ropes over there in the middle, by where the guy with the gray shirt is, just walking by. And we took a tricep rope and we put it like mid-level and then took our hands and faced away from the rope and put one foot on the metal bar that allows the adjustment of the rope itself. And then kind of just squeezed out reps overhead for triceps. So basically you're looking at the ground, your back is parallel to the ground, and your arms are behind your head, and you're pushing them in front of your head and squeezing them outwards. Definitely don't have to get it on camera because that was a terrible explanation, but the point being, we're doing a superset here, and yeah.
All right, I think we're actually gonna do 2 more supersets here. Really pump up the arms and then move on the back for the rest of the day. Yeah, let's do that.
Notice on these reps, I'm really trying to control the weight. I think with a exercise like this, there's not much of a point to like going super heavy because it is more of a stretching exercise anyways. I do think that heavy movements are great for biceps. I would never say they're not. But I do think if you're not doing any stretching movements, so when I'm talking stretching movements, I'm talking this, I'm talking a good preacher stretch. Preacher stretch is just going to be a little bit scarier than this because of all the lateral pressure on your bicep. I can talk a bit more about that in a second. But basically, you really want to squeeze these sets out.
Hit triceps. All right, last one here.
Damn, I'm feeling myself. I'm throwing up hand signs and gang signs, even spitting the music. Nice. All right, so last set. And this is 4 sets of a superset, which, yeah, is a lot. But I did feel my triceps after this exercise. Sorry, after this arm day. And they were so sore. We're getting some nice vascularity in the forearms. Looking good. Love that. We have been hitting some accessory movements after our cardio. So we'll go to do cardio in the afternoon, and then we'll usually hit either forearms, calves, or abs. Or all 3, really just depending on how long it's been since we last hit it. But doing 4 of these supersets, I think, was kind of the move because I do hammer my arms pretty hard. So adding a bit of volume was a good way for me to get a bit of a different angle for my arms. All right, and from that superset, we just moved right on to back. I think usually on my arm back days, I do a superset of arms, get my arms pumped, then go to back, and then finish up with a superset of arms again. Honestly, I think back probably needs its own day. It's just such an intense muscle group to hit, and your arms are kind of getting fatigued while hitting it. So that might be something that we do in the near future is we do an arm specific day and a back specific day. So that'd be 4 days in our split. But that was a pretty heavy set, so I'm probably going to lower the weight after this. Man, today is the day of lying to you about what I do next. So we keep the same weight, so it must have felt somewhat decent. Otherwise, I would have for sure dropped it. But I feel like I do remember dropping the weight. But this is a pretty heavy row for me. But obviously, I'm trying to slam my back as much as possible and really get a good heavy movement going for back, which I think a lot of people are lacking for back. Like lat pull downs can be a heavy movement, but you're not like moving a ton of weight. So I do suggest doing some kind of heavy movement for back, and this is a great one. This bent over row. So yeah, that looked a bit heavier this set, so I'm probably going to lower it here. Hey, I was right this time. So yeah, we lower it to the 25s on each side and probably just get a much better squeeze out of these next sets. But nothing else to really talk about here. Just a whole lot of back work. And you can see that I'm like bent up a bit more than maybe most people would do a bent over row. And all this really does is just help engage your lats a lot more. So if you're struggling to feel your lats or you want to just hit your lats harder, in particular, I suggest being a bit more upright when you're doing bent over rows.
All right, we're gonna go with wide grip today.
So the difference in grips really just comes down to what's feeling the best for me. But I will say the wide grip is nice just because your lats are all the way stretched open when you're doing the movement. So I feel like when they're all the way stretched open and I'm applying resistance that they'll grow better. It just makes sense in my head, I guess. So I have been doing wide grip a bit more often, but you will see me do pretty much every type of grip. So wide grip, neutral grip, which is just closer in shoulder length apart, and then the underhand grip too, which can use a bit of bicep support for it. But it's a good way to superset for sure. The key on lat pull downs, I think, is a nice controlled eccentric, so a nice controlled upwards motion. So you want to bring it down with very little momentum. So when I bring it down, I'm really just pulling it down. I'm not using my back to swing back and then pull it down. And on my way up, I'm really trying to control that weight, right? I think the more you control on the eccentric, the better. That's really where a lot of the movement, I think, is on lat pull downs. But just do what feels best. A lot of people do love the momentum they get from just swinging down. And honestly, if you're moving heavy weight and swinging, I don't see too much of a problem with it. But try some slow controlled sets as well. I feel like I'm always doing some intensifier. So when I say intensifier, I mean like a superset or a drop set or something like that, where you're like doing the normal set and then adding something else on top of it. That's a great way to just cook whatever muscle group you're doing that for. You don't have to do it for every set, but doing it for the last set or last two sets is a great way to pump yourself up. Just get that extra level of intensity. So there's a drop set for you.
All right, we're gonna do a triple grip superset here.
So yeah, I must have really wanted to feel my back today, because I just said this is the fourth set and we're gonna do a superset for it. So I said triple grip superset. What that means is I'm gonna do all three grips. So once I fail at the wide grip, I'm gonna go to the neutral grip, which is this shoulder length apart grip. And after I fail on that grip, I'm gonna switch to underhands, same shoulder length apart, and then burn out there. So this is a great intensifier for lat pull downs. So here's your neutral grip. Again, you're really just trying to rip it down at this point. Like, form kind of goes out the window. You're gonna get like 3 to 4 reps maybe on the second set, and then possibly even less on this underhand set, because your forearms get really cooked. I do have straps. I'm just not the biggest strap guy, but I think they're great for back development. Honestly, I don't know why I'm not a big strap guy. They're just annoying, I guess, is the main reason. But they might be coming back soon. All right, and that is a cooked back.
Step back. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Back feels totally cooked, so should be pretty, at least pretty cooked. All right, let's lay here. Okay. Let's start with some arm poses. Let's do like a. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Back to the thigh. Ooh, you work that one. Back flat. Little leap crease action. Oh, maybe in a million years. All right, it's pretty good.
Okay, I don't know when it started happening, but my back is freaky. I totally am ripped in my back. I thought that was like my weakest point. But honestly, it looks sick, so I don't know. I'm stoked on that. I guess maybe it was just like learning how to pose my back better. But dude, the Christmas tree on my back is absolutely wild. That is weird to see. I don't know if I just never, I guess I just never saw it because I never filmed myself. But dude, that is crazy. You see it on other bodybuilders and you're like, yeah, that is crazy levels of leanness, but I'm not that lean. And it's there. So imagine another like, I don't know, freaking 8% lower body fat. That thing is gonna be so striated. I'm so excited. So yeah, I don't know. I felt so good today. Just in the gym, doing everything in the gym. Everything felt really good. I mean, bent over rows didn't feel as good as they usually do, but my mental state was really good today in the gym, and I think that just leads to a better day. But those good days don't really happen unless you have the bad days to measure up against them, I guess. So when you have good days, when you have bad days, I think it's important to remember the old saying, this too shall pass. So, you know, that means like when you have bad days, just know that those bad days set the baseline for what a good day can be, right? So you really want to push, just keep pushing. And when you're having great days, just know that enjoy it, but that's not gonna be how you feel. Maybe even all day, but maybe you'll feel it for a while, like a long while, but I mean, everything eventually fades, right? So just remember that you should enjoy whatever mindset you're in, appreciate the mindset you're in, and don't let your mindset dictate what you do to become better, right? So on bad days, I'm still going to the gym and getting a crazy pump. I don't care. There's nothing that's going to stop me. When I'm having good days, the same thing's going to happen. I'm just going to have more fun doing it, right? And that should be the case with everything in life. Your bad days shouldn't ruin your day, right? It's okay to feel bad. I don't think it's okay to let it affect how you show up. You always got to show up. And that's just what life is about, right? It's about showing up. It's about being there, about being present. And if you can start incorporating that into every aspect of your life, I know I'm trying to do that. I don't do that, but I'm trying to enjoy the moments I'm in. I think you're just gonna be happier, right? You're gonna be happier, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna have better relationships. You're just gonna be a better person to be around. So a little sidetracked, but super excited with how I'm looking. We still got 4 freaking months to cut down. You might be thinking like, wow, you're already pretty lean. 4 months of cutting is gonna get you like unhealthily shredded. That's what we're going for. We're going for freak show level of lean shredded machine. So this is gonna be the time to follow along, because every week, freakier and freakier and freakier. We're gonna be flat some of these days. I mean, I think right now is like that cool period where like we, I don't know, we still look pretty full as far as like carbs and stuff. But like our veins are starting to pop off a little bit. I don't know, things just look really good right now. But as we dive deeper and we're starting to cut out more food, we're gonna look flatter and flatter after our workouts until all of a sudden we fuel up and just look like a total menace. But anyways, enough about that. I'm getting so excited just talking about it. But we finally have a goal in mind, a date in mind to prepare for, which I think is gonna push us to a new level of dedication and yeah, just motivation, I guess, which we don't need, but we'll take the motivation. But that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. Have a good day, have a good lift, have a good cardio session later. Bye.